Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Into the Podcast. I'm your host, Sam, and I'm joined by the bald beauty, Ryan Chittenden.
Hello, Sam.
How are you, darling?
Very well, thank you, as always. How are you?
I'm all right, I've had a very productive weekend, but I'm knackered, and I'm going to go back to work tomorrow fucking knackered.
Yeah.
I hate it when it's like, but that's every weekend now, isn't it?
That's it. It's life as an adult.
Yeah, the problem is, since I've had Littlin, I've never worked a 5-day week because I've worked compressed hours.
Oh, yeah, of
So
course.
this is the first job outside of the house where I've had to work Monday to Friday, and it's fucking killer.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I miss them Mondays off so much.
I bet. How many weeks in now at the new job?
God, I'll be going into week 3.
Yeah.
And I think I know less than I did when I started. I'm just more confused.
Yeah. You'll get there though. You'll be running the place in no time.
You know it, mate. I've already told them this.
Yeah.
They asked me to leave. So episode 12, we're getting there nicely.
Yeah, we are. Like smashing through it, actually.
We are, and we have had, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that listens, because I've had some really, really nice comments out the blue this week, just people messaging, catching up, and just saying like, it's the highlight of my week. I'm loving it. So it's really nice to know that what we're doing is working and it's entertaining people. But what I would like to hear from you guys is kind of just ask about the runtime, because every week me and Ryan have more and more to say and they're getting longer and longer. So just drop us a message, drop us a tweet, this another way, follow us on all social medias. Just drop us a message and let us know, are you enjoying these longer episodes? How is it feeling? Because we can rein it back a bit if people are like, it's getting a bit long now, boys.
Yeah,
We want to make it as enjoyable as it can be for you guys. And so far, the feedback we're getting is phenomenal.
It's been really nice.
It really has.
Just echoing what you were saying there, like people coming out of the blue, which is nice because like we're reaching out to people like outside of our immediate, friends and family that we're listening to start with. So the fact that we're reaching people that we've perhaps lost contact with over the years, it's fantastic. So yeah, thanks to everyone for listening.
Yeah, definitely. So just as a little bit of an intro, just catching up with each other. When I left my last job, I got a little bit of an Amazon voucher. So for me, if I get free stuff like that, I'm not going to use that to buy something I need. That's you spend that you spend that money on the treats, don't you?
I think that's the same. Like if you get money for like birthdays or Christmas, it's always the same. I'm in that mindset of this is going on something I want.
It's not for petrol.
This isn't going on the food bill. This is going on something for me.
Yeah, exactly. So I treated myself to some board games.
Did you?
Yeah, as you can see, I've redone my board game shelf now, and it's fucking overflowing.
You've got so many games on there.
It's ridiculous,
it's insane.
Isn't it? So so I got some board games. Cause I know obviously you've just got into Magic. We've got plenty of that, but I'd love to get some of these board games smashed out because I've not got that many people. So we do have a board game night every 2 weeks. And I don't want to say anything about the people we play with because they're all fantastic, intelligent people, but we can only play something with like one-sided, half a page full of rules. Right. I tried to play something with 2-page rules the other day, and oh my God. So I could do with someone who's probably a little bit more versed to this type of gaming, you into your wargaming and stuff. So I picked up a game called Betrayal at House on the Hill, which is a bit of, so you build a haunted house as you go in, so it's a tile type game.
Okay.
You're building this haunted house, you're coming across like spirits and all this sort of shit, but one of you it's a 3 to 6 player game, one of you is the betrayer.
Okay.
And the rest of you have to figure out who it is and stop them as it goes.
Right.
I love the tile turn type games. I've got the zombies and the humans game where you build the city as you move.
Okay.
So every time you play it, although the game plays the same, the map will be different.
Yeah, I get that.
So I love shit like that.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just one. It just popped up. And I thought, fuck it, that sounds really good. I'll go for that.
Yeah.
Picked one up called Mysterium, which I think might be quite up your street. So it looked to me that one of you is a bit of like a dungeon master.
Okay.
And everyone else lays cards. And I was like, oh, I'll just buy it, see what it's like. And basically what it is the dungeon master, so the one behind the card, is a ghost.
Right, okay.
The rest of you, I think it's a 4-player game, and the other 3 are mediums.
Yes.
And I have to try and tell them and get them to figure out how I was murdered.
Okay, that's quite interesting.
And you do that by lay. So it's a bit like Cluedo in the aspect of your lay murder weapon, where it was that type of stuff.
Right, okay.
And it kind of tells you, trying to figure out the story of how the ghost was murdered.
Oh, that's cool. So it's much more like a supernatural twist to it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck. So in the new job, I got talking to a lass. I was like, I don't want to go in there talking about what a nerd I am just yet. But we ended up talking about board games, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not massive into them, but I've played a few." And she gave me some ideas, and this was one that I was like, "I need to get that."
Yeah, I love anything like that. That's like, sort of a bit more gothic-y, bit horror sort of elements to it. I'm all about that. So that sounds good.
We'll definitely get out of that. Then I bought one called, what's it called? The Real Truth. Now, I'm big into serial killers and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So I've not listened in a while because I'm catching up on other stuff, but there's a podcast called The Last Podcast on the Left, which is all about the conspiracy theories, all about serial killers. Fantastic. It's been a while since I've listened, but I used to absolutely love it. In fact, I redecorated my whole house just constantly listening to, they did like 3 or 4 episodes on like the JFK assassination.
Okay, yeah.
And what was his name? Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes.
It's all about Lee Harvey Oswald. Every episode was like 2 hours, but then there was like 4 of them. And I redecorated my whole house listening to this series. It's so fucking good. So I went into game recently, and there it was. Last Podcast on the Left has a fucking board game out.
No way.
And it was down from like 40 quid to 20. So I was like, I can't not buy it. And it doesn't really, I can't figure out overly what it is. All I've read on, so I go on Board Game Geek, which is like the encyclopedia for board games. If you want to know if it's any good, go on there. And I've always been told if it's a 7-up, buy it.
Right.
This was a 7.2, I think, 7.1.
So just in.
Yeah, so it's in there, so it's a good game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really tell you much about it, bar you just unearthing conspiracy theories and going against the government to prove they're real. So it might be like Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, that type of shit, UFOs, and you've got to try and prove how real they are. But apparently what I read on it is there's 300 components to the game, so you'll never have the same game twice when you play it.
Nice.
And I love shit like that. It's got such replayability.
That's it, because a lot of these board games, especially like, because you've got on, just having a look, you got a lot of the film themed ones, like just looking there, Jaws, The Shining, Back to the Future. For Christmas, not this year, last year, my sister got me the Princess Bride one.
That's right, I remember,
which was really cool. And obviously, I think anyone could play it, but you get that appreciation if you know the film.
Of course,
but for a game like that, it's, you're sort of working together, but I don't know how much replayability that's got, because it's the same objectives every time.
Yeah, of course.
The same. So whilst it'd be really nice to revisit and go back to, especially like if I watch the film, it's not something that you just play once and then, I want to play that again because it'll be different.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones. So I've got the Black Panther game, Wakanda Forever. I got it cheap as shit in the works. I love it.
Right.
But I like playing it with different people.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So that was the game we played the other day. It's not really a hard game. There's just 5 steps you have to follow, but it's the same thing. It's the same sort of end game, but if you're playing it with new people, it makes it a bit new. You're teaching more people. And I love games like that people that don't play a lot of board games, when they play one, they go, shit, this is really good fun.
Yeah.
This is more than roll a dice, move. This is more than Ludo or frustration or whatever. And I'm really getting, like, I'm loving that. I'm like showing more games to people. And it's not just a board. Sometimes it's just dice and tiles, and
so much variety, isn't there?
I'm fucking loving it, and I'm just scratching the like surface of board games.
Yeah,
I can't afford. So, a guy I used to work with, we're talking, he's buying 600 quid board games.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Off like Kickstarter and shit. Like,
right, okay.
He is on it. He keeps coming smooth. Oh, you'll love this one, and it's in your price range, and it's still 70 quid.
That's it. Like,
it's
even like normal ones, because I think I was looking at like the Alien one, which I think my dad got because we played it at Christmas. Like the Fate of the Nostromo, I think it's called.
Yes, that's it.
But I picked it up last year. I think I was in like a Waterstones, and it was just there.
Yeah,
I'm really tempted to get it, but even that, it's
still
like 40 quid.
Yeah,
so they're not cheap at all.
It's standard for a board game, 40 quid.
Yeah, and I suppose, and the worry is, I guess, I'm not into my board games, but I don't have any myself, if that makes sense. So if like someone says, "Oh, do you want to play it?" I'm well up for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me, because I don't know a lot about them, it's a worry if you're spending 40 quid and then it ends up being a bit of a naff game, or you play it once and you think, that was all right, but I've no desire to play that again.
Yeah, this is why I keep my eye on Board Game Geek and stuff like that. So I've got the Top Gun game, as you can see, it's not opened because Board Game Geek told me not to buy that game.
Right.
But I was doing a film podcast at the time.
Yeah.
You saw the old dining room. It was set up for the podcast, so it was just film memorabilia everywhere.
Yes.
I wanted as many board games that were film related as I could.
Right, okay.
So it cost me like 20 odd quid, but I've never played it because apparently it's dog shit.
Yeah.
The Shining one. played that. It's shit.
That's a shame, that, actually. You would have
It's
thought The
such a
Shining.
shame.
I love The Shining film.
Yeah.
And you just thought they'd be able to do a cool board game around that.
Unfortunately not. There is one I'm going to buy, though, because it's on Amazon for £12, which is the Fast and Furious board game.
No way.
I was like, it's going to be shit, but I'll buy it for £12. I've just bought one called Star Wars Darth Vader Rising, which looks kind of like you have to build your squad and then go in and defeat Darth Vader. It looks quite cool.
That's cool.
That was, I think I got that from 40 down to 25.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, exactly. So I picked that up. So loving the board games at the moment.
Yeah, that's
all
cool.
over this shit. And we'll have to get on a little bit more. Obviously, we've got a Magic, but we've got a good crowd that love Magic now that I reckon would love some of these board games as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we could combine the two, can't we? All meet up. It's like maybe have a game of Magic, have a board game. It's just
then hot tub and beer.
And then hot tub and it's just organising it, isn't it? I think that's a difficult problem. Like with these board games, it's like you don't want, it's like 2, 3, 4, 5 people, whatever.
Of course, yeah.
It's not always easy to arrange.
I've got some in here that are 5+ players.
Yeah.
So they've never been played because it's like, when do you get 5 players together?
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah. What else? So there's just a couple of little things I want to bring into the intro. One, I was very disappointed about until something you said just before I clicked record. So I just want to bring it up so you can tell me what you just told me. I called out your mum last episode
did.
Drop us a message if she listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
And your mum beautifully carried on with her claps and her little hearty faces and stuff every time we put anything, but no message saying, I've got your back, dog. I've got your back. Nothing.
I know, you'd asked for it, and I wasn't going to tip her off either. I couldn't do that.
Can't.
I had to be like faithful to the podcast and see how it played out. But she has been listening. She is catching up. My mum and dad finally decided to just listen to it separately because because trying to arrange to listen to the podcast together when they're in the same room.
Isn't it?
It is cute.
That's really sweet.
But then equally, that's why they've never listened to it. Like, just listen to one episode. So yeah, she is catching up. She messaged me the other night. Been listening to the Serial episode and enjoying that.
The worst thing is, as she's catching up week by week, it's just going to be my kind of love for your mother slowly coming out. Again, she's never met me. She has no idea who I am. She probably thinks you run the fucking podcast social medias. That's why she writes on them, because she thinks she's doing it to her son. No, that's coming to me, Anne.
Yeah. She's going to be gradually more and more creeped out as she listens.
Just you wait till we meet up. And then finally, going back again to another episode, we're going back to our Gorgeous or Gross episode by JVN, which I saw you tagged him in a post earlier on Twitter.
I did tweet him, yes.
We need to get him to retweet us.
Oh, can you imagine if that happened?
Oh, God,
it's so funny.
Maybe talk about getting Edgar Wright too. Fuck, I want JVN all the way.
Yeah, just anyone. Any of these people that we're talking about would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So in that episode, we obviously looked at trailers and we thought, is it going to be gorgeous? Is it going to be gross? And we looked at a film called Cocaine Bear.
We did, yes. How could I forget?
You was not a fan of this concept. I was all about it. I was on it like fucking stink on shit. I was all over it. And I then called out our gorgeous sponsor, Drew Flanagan, to write us a jingle, which he never got round to doing.
He didn't, no.
And he finally has. He's been away. He's been in the Sahara Desert doing his shit, having the time of his life. Not heard from him in weeks. And then he finally come back to us and he was like, oh, I've got something for you, and sent me it. So I can't not play it to the audience because everyone loves the jingles, and he put his time into this, and I just think it's fucking brilliant. He went full on Dolly Parton on this one.
He did. He changed tack on this one.
Yeah, he did. So everyone, from our sponsor, the beautiful Drew Flanagan Music, this is Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear running around the mountain, Cocaine Bear snorting all the gear. Cocaine Bear is the name of the carnivore that's causing all this fear. Since Cocaine Bear did all the Charlie, well, he's the king of this wood. Was there anybody stopped to think maybe Cocaine Bear is just misunderstood?
Well,
I don't know what to say.
Do you love it?
I absolutely love it.
I fucking love it.
It's so good. Maybe his best work to date.
Best work to date for sure. I mean, I feel that is definitely going to be better than the film.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. But it's actually made me now want to see the film.
Yeah. So if we listen to that before we go watch the film, maybe you'll enjoy it more.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. They should probably put that on the trailer.
Honestly, this podcast is just as much Drew's as it is ours these days.
I know,
Isn't it?
it is.
the third co-host, but he's only allowed to sing.
Yeah,
He's not allowed to
that's
talk.
it. Like eventually, it'll just this podcast will just be pure jingles.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't have to. We'll just introduce it, and that's it. Just jingles.
Just go, and then peace. End. Speaking of jingles,
go on.
should we have a little jingle?
Oh, which jingle are you talking about?
Well, I kind of fancy a snack.
Oh, you know what? You read my mind.
Are you feeling for the snack?
I'm always feeling snackish.
Fantastic. Then, Snack of the Week is sponsored by Drew Flanagan Music. Play us in, baby.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come through hours all with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the snack of the week.
So what have we got today then?
Today, my friend, you know what? After you brought in the twirls the other day, I was like, why am I going out my way to find weird shit all the time?
Yeah.
Why don't, every now and then, we just pull something that we love?
Just some absolute classics.
Yeah, exactly. So between that and between all the amazing sort of compliments we got from the serial episode, I
Yes.
thought I'm going to bring something that we're both going to love, but it's going to spark quite an interesting conversation.
Oh, really? Going to be controversial?
Yeah, because I think there's several things that when you talk about, you're like, what is your favourite cereal? Next one is biscuits, my friend. What is your favourite biscuit? Now, so I was shopping the other day and I love a milk chocolate OT, which is basically their version of the chocolate hobnob,
Yeah. Okay.
which seems to be possibly everyone's favourite biscuit,
What, the hobnob?
the chocolate hobnob.
It is fantastic.
Most people I talk to, it's top tier.
Yeah.
It's Premier League, Super Bowl winner. So have yourself a milk chocolate oatie, and then we're gonna have a little chat about biscuits.
Oh,
mate.
I'm very excited for this, actually.
Can you get one?
I don't think I've had a milk chocolate OT before.
Have you not?
I don't think so.
Oh, mate. I mean, I used to always take biscuits in at work, and this was a staple.
Right. Cheers.
Chin chin, my friend. Enjoy your OT.
Thanks.
Oh, that is fucking top tier, that, isn't it?
That is amazing.
Can you tell the difference between this and a hobnob?
Not really.
My fucking pocket could when I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bet.
Half the bloody price, my friend.
This is amazing. I never buy biscuits, and I don't know why, because every time I have one, I'm like, these are amazing.
I'll tell you why I don't. Because I fucking hammer them.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like, if I took a pack of biscuits to work, it'd be gone before 10 o'clock.
Easy.
We'd just
Fucking
with my
easy.
tea, I'd just be dunking and eating, and it'd be gone.
And that's the problem. If you eat biscuits standard like we're doing now, you wouldn't eat a whole packet. Got a cup of tea there.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a mouthful, isn't it? Because it becomes mushy liquid.
Exactly.
So,
Delicious, smushy, mushy liquid.
exactly. So I bought this and a packet of cookies, and the cookies got smashed in a wanna. Just because I could. And I'm fat. Go,
Right, I'm I rammed it all in.
Come on, Ryan. Tell me I'm not fat.
You're not fat at all, Sam.
I thought I'd wait till you had a mouthful.
I literally waited for me to ram it all in.
I wanted to see the internal struggle in your face of, I want to say something. I don't want to live to this stereotype, but my mouth's full.
I can't do anything.
So talk me through, how are you feeling after your milk chocolate OT?
That was amazing. You know what? I think that might be the best snack we've ever had on this show.
Are you going there?
I think I'm going there.
Wow. That is
Can you name anything that we've had so far that's better than that?
the twirl. Well,
So twirl
mind
is
you.
great, but I was satisfied once I had the twirl. I just want more of them. I want more.
I mean,
of
I
those
wanted
Oaties.
another twirl, but yeah, it's up there. I'll be honest, yeah.
Or maybe it's because I've had a lot of twirls recently, whereas I've not had an oatie before, but the equivalent of.
Yeah. So talk me through it, Ryan. Talk me through a couple of your biscuits of choice.
I don't really have biscuits.
But if someone was to offer you a biscuit,
Yeah.
say, oh, I've got some biscuits in my drawer, they're opening, what are you hoping is in there?
I mean, any sort of hobnob.
I'm fucking
Like
bang down for a standard hobnob as well.
standard hobnob, chocolate hobnob, either or are both great.
Yeah.
I might sound a bit boring, but Rich tea biscuits.
Oh, get the fuck out. What is wrong with you?
Only with a tea, though. No, in fact, no. You know what? I like it. I like them without.
Oh, God, honestly. I learn more and more things about you every week that make me dislike
and boring,
you.
right? That's all you need to know about me and my food
You
choices.
fucking turn up with your hobnobs, and then you're like, yeah, I'll have a rich tea as well.
Oh, you know what? Rich tea.
There's only one Rich T, and we used to work with him. Right? My boy Richard Twiner. He's the only Rich T for me. There's your shout out, Rich.
The only rich we need.
Yeah, he was one of the people that messaged me really nice things the other day, so I thought I'd give him a shout out. Oh, that is boring as fuck, mate. But then saying that, this is also very boring, but it's top tier for me. Shortbread.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, or like them shortcakes.
Yeah. See, I enjoy them, but they're not my favourite.
Also down for a malted milk.
Okay.
Because you get the little cow pictures on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where'd you stand with like a bourbon?
You see, this might be a bit controversial. I'm a custard cream over a bourbon any day. And I tell you for why, mate.
Tough.
2 reasons. One, you get more custard creams than you get bourbons.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Double for the price.
Yeah.
And I get a bit sickly of bourbons after about the 40th.
Yeah.
Whereas custard creams, I can fucking go for days,
hundreds
mate.
and hundreds. You just
literally go for days. Bearing in mind, I can smash a pack of them and you get about 9,000 in a pack.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's roughly 9,000 you get.
Roughly. Yeah. Give or take a 1 or 2.
Then I fucking love a cookie. Like I say, I smashed that pack
Yeah, you know
day.
what? Any kind of cookie or like...
Now, if we're talking like a Maryland, right? I love all cookies.
Yeah.
But like a Maryland, actually, I'm going to say nothing quenches my hunger better than a Maryland cookie, but they're so Moorish. So I can go and go, I've got a cookie. And the moment I start chewing that in my mouth, because it's a one mouther in it.
Yeah.
Because they're not huge. You're like, holy fuck, that's what I needed.
Yes.
Just that crunch, that nice bit of sugar, but then you go back and you have about... So the other day I got like 3, and I was like, 1 for little and 2 for me.
Yep.
And then I went back and just had like 5 more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, it's fucking gone. But yeah, I love a cookie.
I love a cookie, but I like a soft cookie.
So, like a soft bake.
Yeah,
they're
like a
expensive bad boys.
chewy, you know, like the bigger ones that you'd get. Like
Lidl do some banging triple chocolate ones of them.
that's what I want. Like gooey is my jam. I don't like crunchy because it hurts my teeth.
What about the crunchy ones that have the gooey in the middle?
Gooey centre. I mean, I'd destroy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you destroy anything, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking top. These are all top tier things, right? You know,
Yeah,
if someone's
yeah.
offering me any of these things we're talking about, I'm snatching your hand off right now. Like,
Right. I'm going to regret asking this question, but where do you stand with a fucking nice? What are they called? How do you pronounce it? Is it nice?
Nice?
We'll go
Nice.
Nice. It's
Nice.
nice. It says nice.
It says nice. Okay.
Okay, so it's...
I'm a big fan.
I fucking knew you would be. I knew you would be. You boring bastard.
They're great.
What about coconut ring?
Oh, I don't like coconut.
Oh, there we go. Thank fuck. Finally.
They can go die in a hole.
They can. Party rings. That's where if you're going to get a ring, mate, you get a fucking party ring.
Again, a bit crunchy for me though.
They are very crunchy. I'll be honest. They're on the crunchier warning. I've only got 3 teeth left.
That's
Don't
it.
fuck them up too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And that's where I sort of get a bit wary.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
those ones.
And this is a good thing about having a child. So I get to for her weekend lunches, I get to buy her things like the mini packs of Oreos, the mini packs of party rings, animal biscuits with the chocolate on the back.
Yeah,
I get to buy these again now, and it's completely
That's cool.
fine for me to just indulge in a little packet here and there,
obviously, it'd be rude not to.
So she gets 1 pack, I get 8.
Yeah. You gotta make sure they're safe for her.
Oh, God, I fucking love biscuits. So they're getting smashed throughout this whole episode.
Yeah,
so sorry about the crunching and the crinkling. Please let us know what you feel about biscuits, and I hope you're all as disgusted in Ryan as I am for that fucking love of Rich tea. He brought that in immediately as well.
I was just on my mind.
Oh, if you would have brought that in about 5th, I don't think I'd be so disgraced with you. But you brought that in immediately after Hobnob.
Yeah, no regrets.
You're a shitbag, my friend.
I'm not even looking at you now. I'm just dreaming of those rich tea biscuits.
I don't want to look at you anymore. When I see your face, I'm just like, oh God, he's boring. I don't know how you do such cool shit and we have such like awesome conversations, but then you go home and enjoy a rich tea biscuit.
I can't have my entire life be, you know, rich and flavorful.
Everything's so much fun. I've got to eat boring stuff just to level myself out. You don't want to become god tier of person, do you? Yeah. All right, I get that.
It's like at work every day, fish and rice, no sauce, no nothing. Yeah,
like tinned sardines and shit.
No, just plain white fish.
Fish and a rice cake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fish and a rice cake. Fish and a rice cake.
Fish and rice cake. Yeah, maybe some fish.
Oh, that is boring.
It is, but I can just do it. I don't know why. I can just churn it out.
I suppose you level yourself out quite cool, don't you? Because like you drink top tier drinks. So you'll sit there and you'll enjoy a fucking nice IPA with me, and we'll sit and drink decent beers and that. But then your food's boring.
Yes.
But then you do really cool shit like you're riding your motorbikes and all that sort of shit and all your cool stuff, and then that's evened out with your herb garden. Like everything you do is just nicely even.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm so cool, but I got my nerdy. I've got my fucking.
That's it. Everything in balance.
That's it, mate.
Equilibrium.
And this is why I'm so perfect, because I don't do no nerdy shit.
No, you don't.
Everything I do is fucking god tier.
It is. It must be hard to maintain that, though.
The thing is, when you consume so much amazing, this is how you end up fat. Because I'm just fucking inhaling awesomeness.
You're not fat at all, mate.
Thanks, mate.
But you are awesome.
Yes. I'm going to go on a diet of awesomeness. Just see how I go.
No,
this podcast is going to take a fucking turn, mate.
No, we don't want to eat that.
Oh, bless him. Do you know what I've not heard in so fucking long, and I'm well up for?
Go on.
A jingle.
It's been a while. We're smashing out the jingles today.
I just want to say in the podcast, there might be occasions where there might be the odd little silence because my child does not want to go to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
And we have just had a moment where we've had to pause up and sort of get back to bed and all that sort of stuff. So if I do sound a little bit off, I'm trying to work it around the podcast.
She's normally really good, to be fair to her.
She's banging normally. I think it's because she said to me when I put her to bed a minute ago, she goes, "Why didn't you tell me Ryan was to come in?" It's like, sorry, mate.
It's a fair question.
I didn't know I had to. I'll be honest. Like, I know in future. So I think she might be okay now. Now she knows you're here. She knows what we're doing. I think we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
So this is fucking awesome. We're about to do a 60-second recommendation. And last week we put it out to people to send them in.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to still carry on doing them if we come across anything cool, but we want a pretty decent back catalogue, a few in our trunk that we can just pull out and be like,
absolutely,
this is what we got.
Yeah.
And straight in was Goss.
Yeah, well, we asked him, didn't we?
We asked him to do one for us, which he'll obviously talk about in a moment. But he got it to us pretty quick. I've also had a few other people saying that they've got theirs or they're going to do one for us.
Amazing.
I got one the other day from my friend Jack, and he said, "I've done it, but it's 1 minute and 3, and I don't want you to cut me off. So I'm going to redo it."
We did say we'd be harsh.
We will.
And we'll cut it at 60 seconds.
But I'm quite happy with how Goss has done it because he sent me in. It's like a minute, an hour. The rest of the episode
he
is
does
by
like
Goss.
to talk, Goss, doesn't he?
So it's 1 minute 30, some 36, I think it is. But he sort of like just intros himself and what's going on. He's like a thank you to us, which I think is really cool. He had his own stopwatch there. It is 60 seconds. I've tested it. I've tried it and tested it. So before we get into it, Drew Flanagan, you handsome mother fluffer, sing us in, baby.
60-second recommendations into the pod shortest presentation. Music, film, even cereal. 60 seconds recommending. Listen close, it's not never ending. Time is short.
And here's Goss with the 60-second recommendation.
Hey guys, what an honour it is to be called upon to give the first dial-in listener 60-second recommendation. I'm here to talk through a film that I've been recommending for a while, and that film is Metal Lords. So with that in mind, and my stopwatch at the ready, my 60 seconds starts now. So as Sam said in the last episode, this is a coming-of-age film. It centres around a character called Hunter who persuades his friend Kevin to join forces and form a metal band with the aim of winning a school battle of the bands. The catch? Kevin is not metal, like at all. and is kind of what we would say is a marching band geek, and is being introduced and coached into the metal world by Hunter. The film in itself is fun, it's funny, and has a banging soundtrack with lots of classic metal tracks. The film, like the music genre, is very much you get it or you don't. But it's always worth a watch at 97 minutes long. So Sam, it's for you. Written by D.B. Wise, off of Game of Thrones, and Tom Morello, off of Rage Against the Machine, serving as executive music producer, it's right up my street and hopefully yours. With a whole host of cameos, it caters to the metal and non-metal heads alike. It is available on Netflix, so it shouldn't be difficult in finding it. With that is my 60 seconds up and done, and that is your recommendation. Keep up the great work, guys. I'll be listening to you next week.
Well, Goss.
That was amazing.
That was fucking great, wasn't it?
That was so good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
So we did have our stopwatch out as well. We're looking at about 60 and a half seconds. So you got half a second off us. You started a little bit early.
I did.
It came up at 1 second over, but we are completely okay with that.
Yeah, and a great recommendation.
Yeah. So you've only seen half of this film, haven't you?
Yeah, I've not finished it yet.
I did watch it all. Now, I think Goss's sort of talk about it there was pretty spot on. Mm-hmm. It is coming of age. It is just for nonsense, really. It's not something I go out of my way to recommend to people in like you have to watch this film.
Yes.
But it is fun. My issue with it is so the guy who's not metal turning metal is a drummer. And there's some really good drum montage scenes.
Yeah.
But I've seen fucking Whiplash.
Yeah, he said that. I think he said this last week, didn't
Yeah.
you? Like, nothing will ever compare to Whiplash.
But what I'm going to say is in this film, by like the third or fourth sort of montage scene of him playing, it hits home.
Right, okay.
It does hit home, I
Yeah.
will say, and you do get to point because he just starts dressing better. Like he's got the cut-offs and he's wearing chains and he's, for a scrawny lad, he's got some fucking muscles going as he's smashing these bins. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm feeling it. And you actually get sucked into the energy
of
him playing.
I suppose it's that transition as well, isn't it? From geeky kid to like cool rock sort of feel to it.
Exactly. Lots of random twists in it, and there's the very last sort of, so it's all about this Battle of the Bands. When they play in the Battle of the Bands, they end up with like a cello player who is the love interest in the film.
Yeah.
She's brilliant because she's just off a rocker. She's on meds because she it struggles with her like anger, and she's always smashing shit up, and
right.
But she plays beautiful cello. And the whole film, he's trying to get this celloist into the band, but the main guy who's like the full metal dude's like, cello isn't metal, get fucked. And the last that Battle of the Bands is banging.
Is it? That's cool.
Oh god, yeah, with a celloist in it as well. Right. I love cello and metal.
Yeah,
I really enjoy it. I just think it adds
cool.
something really fucking special to it. But yeah, it's good. And Goss isn't wrong. The soundtrack, just the music in it, is fucking outstanding. I didn't realise Tom Morello had anything to do with it.
No, me neither.
I am a big Tom Morello fan. So thank you, Goss. I pretty much agree with everything you say there.
Yeah, that was banging. That was a great recommendation. Lots of information. I think Goss did really well there. Got a lot in there in 60 seconds because it's not easy when you're on the clock.
It's not easy. And like you and me sound so rushed doing it. He sounded so relaxed, so calm, and got so much information.
Yeah,
and I'll be honest with you, Goss. This is why we got the stopwatch out, because it was like, there's no way this is 60 seconds.
No,
you are too relaxed and too chilled and getting too much information into this for it to be 60 seconds. We need to check this, but absolutely bang on, mate.
Yeah.
So you have just schooled us in our own fucking bit.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we won't be doing them anymore. We'll just leave it to you guys to do.
So, guys, please, if you like that, please send us one in. Like I say, we've got a few people coming to us saying that they're going to do us one. We will, to start off with, start reaching out to people that we know want to be involved and would like to do one, and ask them to send them in. But please, just if you see something that you love, just get it to us, or even if you just want to write us a little recommendation of what you think, we'll read it out.
Whatever you want, and like the jingle says, music, film, even cereal.
Exactly.
We will have a 60-second recommendation about anything.
Exactly. If you want to give us a 60-second recommendation on why Rich T's are shit, we'll take it. We will take it. I mean, you won't need 60 seconds, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee we'll always play all these recommendations.
Listen, all this shit comes through to me, mate, and I do the editing.
That is true.
I hope you listen to our episodes back, mate, because I change your voice in half of them. You have like an alien voice for half
I
of
don't
it.
actually feature, do I?
I just cut words out so it's like, I smell. Oh God, I want to do that so much.
I just saw the light in your eyes like glint there, like, oh shit, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that.
The thing is, you know me too well, and you know I can't be asked.
Yeah,
It's a great
only
idea.
saving grace.
Yeah, it's I'm too lazy to sit there and fucking listen through hours of content just to find you saying I and smell.
yeah, exactly.
I ain't gonna do it.
When we can just go, do you fancy a game of Rocket League?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just say the word smell for me now.
Smell.
Yeah, got it. Right, what time are we on? Right, 35 minutes in, I know where it is. I'm going to write that down quick. So that's it. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Let me take some water here, mate, because I'm struggling a bit today.
Oh, no. Got a cold? Or just...
I have.
Yeah.
So little internal coughing and splurting and everything. And obviously kids have no way of knowing that they have to cover their mouth other than, us telling them every fucking time that you just get coughed in and sneezed in your mouth constantly. And unfortunately I couldn't get her to sleep last night, so I laid with her for an hour while she fell asleep, and just breathing in my face and oh God.
Unavoidable.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning feeling like shit. And although it's freezing cold outside, I'm wearing the hoodie and I'm sweating my tits off.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, should have worn a shirt.
The Udi looks great though.
It does, doesn't it?
All those burgers on it.
Making me hungry for burgers.
Yeah, me too.
Right, so that's it from Drew Flanagan's music and all the jingles.
Or is it?
Or is it? We haven't got one yet.
Yeah. So it is. It actually is.
So we have another bit.
We do.
We have another segment that we're bringing in that I am so fucking excited for.
Me too. I'm really looking forward to this one.
It's going to be brilliant. And the thing is, it's quite a long process. So it's going to take a couple of months for us to get through each sort of like part of the segment.
Yes,
which
definitely.
I'm really looking forward to. Drew, if you want to do as a jingle for this, do one. I'm also going to have a fuck about on Audition and see if I can come up with like some random like Rocky Balboa type shit.
Yeah, I think that'll work really well.
Just see what we can come up with. But Drew, if you've got something, send it in.
Always send us music.
He is working on top 5 at the minute, and he said he's really struggling.
Yeah, he said that to me as well. Yeah,
which is fine, mate. Just if you can, you can. If you can't, do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
Exactly.
All right? Because no one's going to say it's shit, because we love everything you do.
Absolutely.
So, tell us about this new segment.
So, the new segment, we've come up with a name.
Actually, technically, Drew did.
He did, yeah.
He
did.
Yeah, he said
we came up with a concept, didn't have a name, and then I think we said it to him, and he suggested the Eliminator.
The Eliminator.
So, the premise of this new segment is that we wanted a bit of a competition between some of the stuff that we watch. Obviously, we do a lot of top 5s, we do a lot of recommendations, but what we wanted to do was basically almost like a competition to get a champion or a winner of a certain category or genre.
Yeah. A round robin battle.
Absolutely, yeah. So what we thought we'd do is almost like a World Cup format, or like a major competition, knockout competition. So we're going to enter 16. I don't know what you say. 16.
It could be 16 action films. Could be 16 albums. It's not going to be
16 TV shows, and it can be quite as specific as we want this to be. And obviously, if you guys have got suggestions for the next one, give us ideas, because we're looking forward to it. So each week we'll pick 2 names from our 16 at random from a hat, and then they will face off at each other in the next episode.
Yeah.
So what we started with, we thought we'd do a nice one that can appeal to everyone, and it's quite easy to do because we've seen it all.
Yeah.
We've picked our top 16 Marvel MCU films.
Yes.
Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Just as we came up with a list, didn't we?
Yeah, there's nothing really. We didn't bother looking online or what other people think. I think when it comes to MCU, people's opinions are very similar, really.
With a lot of the key ones, I think.
Yeah, there's only going to be a few in there that I think you guys might disagree on. Me and Ryan wrote ours out at the exact same time, was typing them to each other at the same time, weren't we?
Yeah.
We only have 3 different.
3 different from 16.
And if I'm honest with you, there's only one in yours where I was like, look, I don't believe that should be in there. The others, I was like, yeah, they're fitting. There was only one that I was a bit like, if we talk about it, I'll slag it off because I think it's not a great film.
And we sort of said about the 3 that we've varied on, apart from that one that you didn't like, we weren't very overly precious about them.
No, it was quite like, yeah, they're all fucking banging. So
yeah, so we just came up with our 16 personal favourites. Like you said, we didn't put lots of time into this because I think a lot of them you know already. But the point of this is we're going in with 16 of the top MCU films, and by the end of it, we're going to have a winner. We are going to have a champion, the best MCU film. And each week we'll pick 2 names out of a hat and we'll talk about in the following week at which one is winner, which one is better, and they'll go into the next round. So we'll start off with like last 16, then it'll be the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and a final.
Yeah.
So this will last 8 weeks. Yeah, is that right?
Is it
my
8?
math?
So
yeah, 16 teams.
half of that'd be 8, then 4, then 2. What's it about? No, it'd be about 12 weeks.
So what we'll do is what we'll do at the end of this episode or at the end of this section, we'll pick 2 names but we want you guys to get involved as well. So we'll put
that's the whole point of this segment.
Yeah, it's not just me and you deciding. We want you guys to get involved as well. So we'll put a poll up each week. Who do you think is, which is the best film? Which is your favorite? Which one of these films deserves to go through to the next round?
We'll do a poll and we'll do a post. So get yourself on the poll and then also on the post. Give us your reasons why you pick which one that you like. But there are stipulations. So what we're going to say is if the poll comes out that one beats the other 68 to 32, that is the winner. That counts to 49% of the vote.
Yes.
Me and Ryan get majority vote, so we get 51%. So if me and Ryan completely disagree with what you guys came up with and we vote for the other one, that one will win.
Yes.
We get host privileges because it's our podcast.
Absolutely.
But obviously if me and Ryan differ, then whoever got the majority vote from our listeners will win.
Yes.
So that's kind of what I think we're going to be quite on this one. I think it might be quite similar. There's going to be some fucking hard ones because could you imagine if fucking Ragnarok came up against Civil War?
Oh, I mean, straight away, if that came up, that's going to be so difficult. So I absolutely love both of those films.
Exactly.
And just think about it now. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know which one I'm picking. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to definitely think about that. And that's going to be close. So that one will come right down to the wire.
Yeah,
so,
and that's why we need your guys' help.
Yes, definitely.
So please keep an eye on the social media, and we say this over and over and over again. It takes 2 minutes, guys. We are so close. I think we're only about 4 away from 100 followers on Instagram.
Amazing.
So we'd really like to get that up. Facebook is lacking a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, most people sort of talk to us through Instagram, which is fine.
Yeah.
Twitter, we are very, very new to Twitter. So if you could follow us on there, just get us a bit of traction as well. That'd be great. So get on that now. If you're listening, you're not doing anything, and you don't follow us on all 3 of these platforms, please follow. They will be on all 3 of the platforms. So please, it's going to be really shit if all 3 of the platforms have different answers.
It is, yeah.
We'll just have to take all the percentages and figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll work it. Like this is a new segment. It's going to be a little bit trial and error for the first one. That's why we thought we'd do quite a nice, easy topic. Marvel films. Most people have seen Marvel, so pretty much, hopefully you guys can get involved with this because you'll have seen most of them, if not all of them. I would have thought.
Yeah. I think at this stage, most people, if you're not into it, you've not seen any.
Yeah.
There's a couple you haven't seen. Because for me, it was only up until recently that I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, really?
It was one that just flew me by.
Yeah.
And I just never got round to it. And I kept forgetting. I was like, I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Finally got round to it. We will put out there now. We have not seen Wakanda Forever. Is that the new one?
That's, Black Panther 2. Neither of us have seen that yet. So that
Is it called Wakanda Forever? It's not, is it? What's it called?
Yeah, Wakanda Forever.
Is it? I'm thinking, because I've spoke about the board game now, I'm fucking questioning it in my head.
Yeah, no, it's Wakanda Forever. Yeah,
so we've not seen that, so it could be one of the best, but we've not seen it.
So it doesn't feature in our list. Yeah. And obviously, if, there's probably going to be films that you think should deserve to be number 1 or in the list that's not in our top 16, but...
Tell us.
Yeah, tell us which ones you think should have made the cut. But we'll put the full list out as well, so you can see what the competition is, and then... sort of picturing, like a wall chart that you get.
Yeah.
Like the World Cup or whatever. Yeah. And then each time it's knockout.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try and knock something like that up.
Yeah, I'll see what I can come up with. I've tried doing this before and it was hard work.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to find some templates and fuck about it.
We'll play around with it.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you want to give us the top 16 MCU films that will feature in The Eliminator?
Sure. I've got them written down here. They are in no order whatsoever. We threw them all in the wrote them down, cut them up, put them in the box earlier to pick out random. Forgot which ones we'd pick, so we picked them all out at random. So this list, in no particular order, is our top 16 MCU films that will be battling it out for the number 1 spot. So we've got Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Ant-Man,
Nice.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers: Infinity War, Doctor Strange, Thor: Ragnarok, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Iron Man, Avengers: Endgame, Avengers, Shang-Chi, and The Legend of the Seven Rings,
yeah.
Black Panther, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America, the first Avenger, I want to say that is.
It was the first Avenger, yes.
And Spider-Man: No Way Home.
So throughout the Eliminator, every time we do it, it's going to be a bit hard if we're doing it for fucking TV shows, because we originally spoke about that, didn't we?
Yes.
But it's a hard one to do first. I don't know about you, but I'm going to rewatch the films.
Oh, I will, yeah.
We've
Because
got however many days between recording sessions, because we do it weekly now, that I'm just going to blast them both out in one night, just to give me an idea of, oh shit, I never picked up on that, or that actually does lack a little bit compared to this one. So I'm quite looking forward to going back and watching 16 Marvel films.
Yeah, me too. Because a lot of these, like those Marvel films, I've not seen some of them for years, especially some of like the early ones. And even some of the new ones, like, I don't know, just picking one out random, like Shang-Chi. I think the last time I watched that was when it came out in the cinema, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I've only seen it once, yeah.
And, so much so that it's made our list.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really want to go back and watch those sort of films as well. So this will be... I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be... There's some weeks... I think some weeks will be easier than others. It's just going to be depending on who comes up against what.
Definitely. And again, without putting it on you guys, well, fuck it, we are putting it on you guys. We say this every week. We do this for you guys.
Yeah.
We love having the conversations with you, getting you guys involved. And it's just nice. So we are putting it on you that this is only going to work if you guys get involved.
Yes.
So please give us your vote, give us your opinions, let us know, because we need you, and we just think this is a really cool. Obviously, it's been done 1,000 times. We're not coming up with the new wheel or the new sliced bread.
Exactly.
This has been done 1,000 times before. We just think that's what this podcast needs.
Yeah, we like getting you guys involved, and this is a perfect way to generate discussions, I think.
Definitely. Top 5's done that really well up to now.
Yes, because loads of people send us top 5s every week, which is amazing. Please keep doing that. Now we've got 60-second recommendations coming in from you guys, so let's try this out. Bit of competition always brings out the best in people as well.
Definitely.
So people are precious about certain things. If it's films or TV or music or whatever. If you love it, I know I do. I get passionate about it, and I want to defend it, and I want to say why it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast in a lot of ways. It's always some of the things we're like recommending. It's like because we love those things. We love that nerdy and pop culture stuff.
Of course, and I suppose this is where you guys come in. Is if me and Ryan really are passionate about a film separately, we'll never come up with an agreement. We'll never decide, okay, this one wins.
Yes.
So that's why we need you. We need you guys to, we're going to have such a shit week where neither of us agree and we got 50-50 on the votes.
Oh, it's going to be hard. That's what I mean. Some weeks it's going to be tough.
I'm just quitting the podcast at that stage.
Yeah.
Everyone let me down.
Malfunction and everything.
Our brains will melt.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this. So do you want to, seeing as I saw your skills of picking things out of a hat
Okay.
the other day, and it was fucking good. I mean,
Thanks.
you got your sister out of the prize giveaway.
I did, yeah.
You've obviously got some skill, haven't you?
Well, I think, do you know what we should do? In the interest of fairness, I think we should pick one each.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
That is fair. Also, Jess, if you're listening, can we have some pictures of you with your new gear, please?
Yeah, I mean, I've still not given it to her yet, but I've not seen her yet. So yeah, I will get it to her.
So, Ryan, if you would like to pick the first film that is going to enter the
Eliminator round 1. So,
dun, dun, dun.
we have got Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange versus The Avengers.
Oh, the first Avengers film.
The first Doctor Strange.
Amazing.
Well, we'll keep them to one side. I'm going to seal up the magic box.
With the rest of the names.
Yeah, this is a very expensive wooden box that kind of puts an enchantment on it, so no one can get in
Right.
it.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah.
It also holds carrot sticks and grapes, according to the picture.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Versatile, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that can sit there. We are doing Avengers versus Doctor Strange first. So get ready, get looking out for the posts. I'll probably be banging it out. Well, we've not decided what day we're going to record yet. So
No. We'll put it out
tomorrow or
probably.
Tuesday.
Tomorrow or Tuesday, yeah.
The earlier we get it out, the better. So if you guys don't listen to this till Wednesday, it's probably already been out, and we won't take the very final vote until the moment we're about to record.
Yes.
So if you've heard this and you think you've missed, you haven't, go and do the poll.
Absolutely.
And we'll take it from the moment we click record. Because, unfortunately, we've had to do the last couple of weeks on a Sunday. We can't always do that with us having work the next day and taking kids to school and blah, blah, blah. So it might only be 4 or 5 days until we record next. But yeah, I'll get this out tomorrow and we'll see what we can do. Fan fucking time. I'm so excited for the Eliminator.
I'm really excited for it. It's just something different. A bit of healthy competition.
Yeah,
bit of discussion, bit of debate. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, and another jingle. And again,
another jingle.
Again, it's just something else that we've not got to do. It's just another 20 seconds of a podcast where we haven't got to talk.
This is why the episodes are getting longer and longer, because we're just flooding it full of more and more jingles.
Which is fantastic. Really, what people want to hear is the jingles, not us.
Yeah, I think so.
So we should still keep it an hour and just have 50 minutes worth of jingles. And
eventually we'll just have to release the Into the Podcast album of just the jingles.
Well, weirdly enough, I was talking to the Utopia Project the other day, so the guys that we did the live stream with, good friends of ours, and some people, because they have a music bed and they have jingles for everything they do that they wrote themselves.
Okay.
I know you're a fan of some of them, aren't
they're
they?
amazing.
They are amazing.
They are so cool.
And a few people's gone to them and been like, how do we get you music?
Really? Yeah, I can believe it, because it's so cool.
Yeah, so there's looking into, there's going to put it on Spotify as an album.
Nice.
But it's too expensive to do that. So what they're going to do is they're just going to make the music and put it on like a playlist on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they just play one after each other.
Yeah,
which I think
nice.
is cool as shit.
That is
I'd
cool.
love that for us.
Yeah,
If
same.
it wasn't so expensive, we'd definitely have an album on Spotify.
Yeah. That'd be so
Fucking
cool.
could you
Can you imagine it? Jingles on my Into the Podcast.
Outstanding. Fuck it. Basically, it's just music from fucking Drew that we're getting paid for. He's not getting a cut. He gets free advertising from us.
What a great business model we've got here.
It's a great business model, isn't it? Get everyone else to work and rake it in.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, so you want to have a little chitty chat about something, didn't you, pal?
I did.
What you got for us?
So, trying to keep it current, as we've been talking about, this week it's been the Golden Globes.
It has indeed. A lot of people were shouting out to get Ricky Gervais back, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah.
I can believe it, because he is hilarious. I'm a big fan of Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, so I didn't watch the Golden Globes and I didn't see the opening monologue, but I know it took a bit of criticism. But then I suppose Ricky Gervais is very controversial, isn't he? So
he is very controversial.
And some of the stuff he says is very close to the bone. As much as I love it, I think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Say what you got to say, bro. Like, really rip these bastards down.
Yes.
It is close to the bone and it's quite cringe. Like, ooh.
Yeah, definitely. I bet he gets tired. It was his decision to not do it again, wasn't it?
Yeah, he said, this is me done, yeah.
I'm not surprised. He always gets flack.
Oh, big time.
From it.
He doesn't give a fuck, though, does he? Let's be honest.
He doesn't. But yeah, obviously the Golden Globes, it sort of disappeared for was it last couple of years at least? Lots of controversy, lacking of diversity. There's been but I do feel like this year, I don't know what you think, but it feels like it's back in a lot of ways. I feel like I don't know if they've addressed that. I don't really want to get into the politics of it, but I just know it's this year's the one where it's been back, publicized a lot, like it used to be.
If you're into the politics of Golden Globes, don't talk to us about it, because we're not here for that.
No, we just want to appreciate the people that won, that some people got nominated, because there's some amazing films that have come out and TV shows, and we just wanted to focus on that a little bit.
And your Golden Globes is normally your guesstimate for the Oscars, isn't it?
It is, yes. So. And one of the main reasons I wanted to speak about this was because obviously a couple of weeks ago I gave my big shout out to my boy Austin Butler,
AB,
who's played Elvis in the Elvis biopic, and I think it was just after Christmas that we did that episode, and I was singing his praises, saying that he was phenomenal in it, and he would be my tip to get the Oscar for Best Actor.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the Golden Globe nominations at that point, but he'd been nominated for Best Actor in a Drama. And he only went and bloody well won it, didn't he?
Of course he did, mate. Because Golden Globes listened to this fucker.
Yeah, of course
and they
they
just
do.
went, shit, Austin Butler, we forgot about him as well.
Yeah, quick. Let's get him in.
Get him in. Fuck it, you can have it.
Yeah. So he's still my top
He's still
tip.
your
So
tip.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him throughout award season and see how he gets on.
So I'm going to let the listeners into a little secret here. Before we started recording, Ryan tried to justify wanting to talk about this by saying, I just think it'd be really cool because I've made that estimation a few weeks back, and it'd be quite cool to sort of go through as it's happening and see whether the estimation comes through. And I was like, dude, you just want to talk about him because you fucking fancy him.
He's a beautiful man. He's such a beautiful man.
But we're not here to see whether the outcome is he wins an Oscar. We're here to see if the outcome is you two fuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just going to keep. Does he have social media? I think he's got Instagram.
Has he now?
So we'll have to just follow him and we'll comment on it, or I'm sure I'll watch our relationship bloom.
Just in all the comments, just do this little kissy face thing I've got tattooed on my arm. Just everything he puts, just kissy face. From into the podcast.
Yeah, it's just an excuse for me to just Google him every week, and because it's in the interest of
course,
research.
And then when Claire's like, "Why do you keep looking at Austin Butler?" You're like, "Babe, I'm in a fucking. We're like the third biggest podcast in the world at this moment."
Yeah, I'm in an Austin Butler podcast. It's called Into the Butler.
I can't wait to talk about Jared Butler. White House Down, bitches. No, was he in that? What's the other one he was in? Was he in that?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
What's the other
300?
One? Olympus Has Fallen. The one I was thinking of. He wasn't in that, was he? Which one was he in?
Oh no, was it?
I can never fucking remember.
Which was the one with?
No, because it was Olympus Had Fallen, then it was Something Else Had Fallen, then London Had Fallen. That is the one with Justin Butler.
White House Down was. Why was my mind gone blank?
I can't remember who it was.
Not from
Jared
21
Butler.
Jump Street.
Oh, Channing Tatum.
Thank you.
Yeah. God, I love Channing Tatum as well.
Yeah.
He's just taken his cameo in and being really fucking weird in films. I love him.
I know, yeah.
I love it.
It's
like
so
when
mad.
he shows up in The End of the World, is
yes.
it?
What's it called? I know which one you mean. It's the Apocalypse one with James Franco
and all that.
And Seth Rogen and all them.
And he's James Franco's fucking... No, he's Danny... Thingy's Gimp, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just
so
fucking,
random.
He's so cool.
Random. But I appreciate that in an actor that just is prepared to have a laugh
take the piss
and just
out
take
of
the piss. Like, don't
yeah.
take themselves too seriously. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's great. But going back to the Golden Globes,
Yes.
there was two films that really came away like the big winners. They had a lot of nominations and got a lot of wins, and it was two films that you'd seen them both beforehand.
Yeah.
They were both on my list and have been on my list for a while, and so it was an excuse to talk about them, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a bit of a chat about both of them, go through some of the awards that they won, and just do a little bit of a dive into these two films.
Yeah,
and see what we think about them.
Absolutely. So there's certain things that I get really excited to talk to you about because we don't discuss anything beforehand. So if we've seen a film, from day one, we knew not to ask each other. And I really like that. We knew that chemistry was there of don't ask the other person what they think.
Yes.
Because we will talk about it on the podcast and I really want to see your fucking genuine opinion. So obviously it came out when we did the episode where we gave each other films to watch.
Yep.
So I was really interested to see what you thought of them. I was really interested what you thought of Barbarian. We went to cinema together for fuck's sake and we didn't talk about it.
Didn't talk about it afterwards. We literally just walked out of the cinema and it was just sat in silence, just walked to our cars like, right, talk to you on the podcast about that. see you later.
But I've not been as excited as I am to talk to you about this. In fact, that excited that I nearly started talking about it before we clicked record.
I know, yeah.
And I started talking and I went, Sam, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get on.
So I have an idea of what you think about these films. There's two that we're going to look at, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm same as you. I'm very excited. So should we get into it?
Yeah. So do you want me to introduce the films?
Yeah, go for it.
So the two films we're going to talk about, and so I'll say what they are, then you can say what awards they won, and we'll get into them individually after that. So the two films we're going to talk about are Everything Everywhere All at Once,
yep,
which is on Amazon Prime at the moment.
On Amazon Prime, yes.
So it's on Amazon Prime, and the other one, which is also This is on Disney.
It's on Disney.
This is on Disney, which is Banshees of Inisherin.
Yes.
So, tell us what happened at the Golden Globes with these two films.
So lots and lots of nominations for both. So if we start with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. You know what? I always get that mixed up.
Oh, I do.
I've said it wrong so many times.
That and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah.
It took me fucking forever to remember what they were called.
I know. Well, they came out at like the same time, and I didn't catch them both when they came out. Obviously, we talked about Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent not that long ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
But Golden Globe. So Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It got 2 wins in the end. Ke Huy Quan won for Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Mm-hmm. And who's he for people that don't know?
So most famously, he is known as Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
He's also in the Goonies, isn't he?
He is.
I've not seen the Goonies yet, which again I think we spoke about before.
We have, yeah.
But then he sort of disappeared, didn't he? Sort of like, I think he did a few acting, but then just sort of disappeared, doesn't do acting anymore. I'm not sure what he does.
No.
But when he popped up in this, I was like, oh my God, I recognise you.
It's
and
adult Short Round.
Because he looks so similar. He sounds very similar. So should we talk about the film then, get into these, or how do you want to do it?
Well, I'll tell you what, tell us what it won.
Yeah.
And any nominations or anything, and then fuck it, let's get into it.
Let's get into it, and then we could talk about like some of the people if we felt like they deserved the win and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So Ke Huy Quan won for Best Actor in a Supporting Role.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Yeoh won for Best Actress in a Motion Picture, musical or comedy.
Deserved it, yeah.
So they were the 2 winners, but it was nominated for loads: Best Director, Best Motion Picture, Best Performance. Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. She got nominated as well for Best Actress in a Supporting Role.
Really?
Best Screenplay.
Okay.
So lots of nominations and a couple of wins.
Very surprised I didn't get Best Screenplay. I am.
Well, we'll talk about that in a
All
little
right.
bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll see what it lost out to. So do you want to talk about what the film is? What the synopsis is?
Oh, God, yeah. Give me.
I don't want to because it's really really hard.
So again, for the listeners, just a little deep fucking dive into my mind. And Ryan doesn't know this. Whenever I get to a film that I'm not sure how to describe it, I wait until we're recording and then go, Ryan, give us a synopsis. And it's just fucking got me back. Oh God. So Everything, Everywhere, All at Once it's a multiverse type film.
Yep.
So Michelle, it is Yeoh, isn't it?
Yeoh. I'm not sure. Yeoh. I don't know the exact pronunciation, so apologies if we're butchering that.
Wrong. But Michelle Yeoh, so she is a family woman. She's got a daughter. She's got a husband. They own like a laundrette.
Yeah.
Seems quite unhappy in life. It's like, so the husband keeps trying to talk to her about a divorce, doesn't he? Like the whole way through, he keeps trying to talk to her, but she's like, we ain't got time for this, move on. She's really sort of distracted because her dad's coming to town, and like real traditional family, everything's got to be right.
I think it's his birthday that she's sort of prepping for.
Yeah, so she wants to throw like a traditional party for him. Excuse me. They go to the tax office.
Yep.
Which is where we first come across Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
She plays like the tax woman.
Yeah.
And basically the tax woman's like, you fucked up everything. You are fucking claiming tax on everything.
Yes. Karaoke machine. Like literally anything she does that she wants, that she buys, she puts it on like the business.
Yeah.
And then tries to claim tax back off of it.
Yeah, exactly. And she's basically told, like, you're going to get fucked. You're going to lose your business if you carry on, blah, blah. Go away.
You could go to jail, that sort of level.
Go away, sort it out. You've got 24 hours to go. Then it all just fucking kicks off. Then a version of a husband just keeps snapping in and out of consciousness and becoming basically her husband from an alternative dimension, who is telling her, you can jump to different dimensions.
Yeah.
We desperately need you because I can't remember what the bad guy's name is.
Jobu Tabaki.
Jobu Tabaki is coming. You are the one that can stop Jobu Tabaki.
Jobu Tabaki was like this big evil that's going around destroying all the different universes and, is searching for something. And we are searching for the right version of Michelle Yeoh's character. I can't remember her name.
Jobu Tabaki is basically looking for this version of her. She's gone around all these fucking different dimensions, killing different versions of her.
Yeah.
You are the one. You are the one that can stop her because you are the one she's after.
Evelyn, her name, a character's name. It's Evelyn, yeah.
So Evelyn, she's coming for you, this great evil. I don't think it's a spoiler, so I'm going to say it because it happens very early on. The Yobu Tabaki is her daughter.
Yes.
So as the sort of film starts, her daughter seems to be quite unhappy. She is in a gay relationship with I can't remember the actress's name. If you've got it in front of you,
which one? The daughter.
The daughter's girlfriend.
The actress name,
Yeah.
Tally Medal.
Yeah. And she seems quite unhappy. Again, traditional. She keeps referring to her as a friend, not as a girlfriend.
Yeah. She wants to be introduced to like the granddad, because I think the mum and dad, like Evelyn and what's the dad called, Waymond, they're like quite accepting, but like, you know, traditional like Chinese values and stuff. So then she doesn't introduce her to like the granddad. So it's all family's a mess, personal life's a mess, business is a mess. It's all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
and then it all kicks off, and basically there's a little thing that you can put in your ear that if you click it and think about something, you can hop to a different dimension or something.
So basically, so this is where it gets absolutely weird. So you almost like have like the little Bluetooth headphones in, don't they? And they have to do like a random, it's like almost like an equation, so they can jump to an alternate version of themselves from a different universe.
Yeah.
So it might, and it's always something ridiculously random. It's like, oh, pick up this, I don't know, bottle of water, and then like, you know, just start eating it, and then that'll trigger, so you can then jump to your alternate version of yourself to pick up skills.
Yeah.
So she's always like hopping to different versions of herself to like pick up, and in an alternate universe, I am a martial arts expert. So she picks up those skills, almost borrows them in her universe to help fight the villains.
Yes.
And then she'll like jump to a gymnast that'll help her like, I don't know, backflips and stuff. Yeah.
And there's one where she jumps to a universe and she's like a cleaner. Oh no, one of them people that flip signs outside of pizza rias, and she uses that with the martial arts to deflect all this shit going on.
Yes.
So the idea is that she shit it to start off with, but the idea is that you can hop and know where you're going to get the right skills.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's what the bad people are doing. They know where she is now, so they are hopping to, like Jamie Lee Curtis's character, the bad version of her that's after her can hop to the one in this timeline because they know how to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
It is. We're talking in stammers and starts and stops here. One, I don't want to give anything away because there's so much random shit in this film that even just little tiny things I want to say will ruin it.
Yes.
We'll just ruin not even the film, just parts of the surprise, parts of its charm. But it's also very, in fact, fuck it. Someone give me a 60-second recommendation after you go and watch this film because I couldn't do it.
Try your best, because I have absolutely shafted you here by getting you to try and describe this film, because it is insane.
I'll tell you exactly what this film is. It is everything, everywhere, all of the fucking time.
Yes. It is an attack on your senses.
It's 2 hours and...
Maybe just over 2 hours,
5,
is it?
I think it was, something like that. So, longish film. It fucking needed it with how much is in this film.
2 hours 19.
2 hours 19.
Yeah, it is a lot. Like, even before the multiverse stuff comes in, even at the start where it's just like the family in the laundromat with the different family dynamics, it's all fast paced, isn't it? It's like go, go, go. She is like a woman that's just forever focused. She's never in the present moment, is it? It's like, right, we've got to sort out, there's a leak in the ceiling, and then we've got to go deal with this customer, and then I've got to go prep this party, and it is so fast, and it's hard to keep up then, and let alone before you add in
multiverses,
hundreds, dozens of different multiverses with mad characters, and there is so much going on.
There is. What it does, actually, that's a really good point what you said about the very beginning before the multiverse comes in. Have you ever seen the film Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
I haven't, no.
That film leaves you feeling so weird. Now, I hate Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but
this film's fucking brilliant because everything is so fast-paced, everyone is so loud, and they talk over each other constantly. There's always like building work in the background. It is so in your head that you feel uncomfortable watching this film, but it's shot that way.
Yes.
That most people could walk away from the film going, fuck, I hated that. It made me feel awful.
Yeah.
if you can make someone feel that just by the sound in a film, it's genius. And I think that's what this film did really well at the beginning. Is it's that fast paced, everything's going on that you're like, what the fuck, what?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're about to. That's what's about to happen.
Yes.
And I think that was done purposely to be like, fucking, you think this shit's bad? You're gonna be you think you're confused now?
Yeah.
Just you wait.
Just you wait. And how did you find the film?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It is off its tits, and don't get me wrong. So I am completely against a film that, we've had this conversation, I can't remember if we had it on the podcast, that you have to watch more than once. Tenet, perfect example. People go, oh, you got to watch the film 2-3 times to really appreciate it. No, I should watch a film once, enjoy it, and then go back and see what I missed.
Yes.
That's what this film is. I will go back and I will see 1,000 things that I missed the next time I watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I totally agree.
Because it's just, I got it, I understood it, it makes fuck all sense, and I can't tell you why, because the whole reason Yobu Tabaku is after Evelyn is so ridiculous so like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
Who wrote this?
Yeah.
That is just unreal. It's so fucking good in my head. But yeah, like you get it, you understand it, it's good fun. I can't wait to go. Granted, I'm not going to rush back to it. I will rewatch this film in 6 months' time and see so much more.
Yeah. I totally agree. I'm exactly the same as you. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it was a hard watch, and you prepped me before, because you'd seen it before me, and you said it's a film you need to concentrate on.
Do not be looking at your phone.
No.
Put your fucking phone down.
So it's a pre-warning. If you are going to watch this film, you are watching this film. Set a time aside to do nothing but watch this film.
I started watching this film whilst texting.
Yeah.
I restarted the film and put the phone down.
Yeah.
Because I missed so much.
I can understand why. And it was very confusing, don't get me wrong. So my advice to anyone would be just to stick at it, just persevere. Don't get put off, because it will make sense. And even if it doesn't make sense, you can still enjoy it for what it is.
Because it is so silly.
It's silly, it's brutal, it's heartfelt. I think it ticked all the boxes for me.
I think so as well. It hit so many. I mean, bearing in mind this one in comedy / musical.
It was put in the musical / comedy genre for the awards.
It is just fucking outstanding. Everyone played their part to a T.
Yes.
I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, the fact that she got nominated for her role, I'm not going to say why, but just like the whole time, you're just like, what are you playing?
I think, don't
she
get me wrong,
completely converts herself in this film.
I have not seen that many Jamie Lee Curtis films.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen probably the classic ones, you know, obviously like the main Halloween. I've not seen all the Halloweens, you know, like True Lies, things like that. I've seen quite a lot of her films. This, to me, is the best thing I've ever seen her in.
Mm-hmm.
She was amazing.
She completely converts herself and allows herself to take the piss out of herself.
Yes,
in the character she is.
She is a ridiculous character.
Mm-hmm.
And I even turned to Claire at one point, and I don't know, Jamie Lee Curtis, I can't remember what she was doing exactly, but I was just like, can you believe that this woman was like a huge like sex symbol for so long, and then you look at her in this role, it's like, I cannot believe this is the same person, because
and she looks like the dinner lady that everyone's a bit grossed out by.
Yeah. And she's totally into it. She's so embracing it, and she was fantastic.
And who she is and what she plays and the character she is, and you know, whether she's angry or sad or completely changes in every different like timeline of the multiverse.
Yes, yeah.
Which I'm not going to go into and explain how, but she plays so many different roles in herself throughout the timelines that you're just like, fuck, this one she's really happy, this one she's in love, this one she's sad.
Yeah.
And actually, what I loved was at the end when they had the conversation that everything fits perfectly into who she really is in this timeline.
Absolutely, yeah. And I totally agree. And I think that's the same with all the characters, because it's a multiverse. The actors get to play different versions of themselves, so they're all very different. You know, if you go into a world where, you know, you're a bloody action star or whatever, or in this one where you're a chef, or like this one where you're a celebrity, all the characters are different. So although they a lot have like the same sort of values and stuff, don't they, at heart, like you said, I bet they had so much fun making this film, because they got to play with so many different characters whilst playing the same character, if that makes sense.
Exactly. It's silly, it's smart.
It is,
in parts. It's slapstick, very slapstick in times.
It's ridiculous, to the point where sometimes I was like, what on earth am I watching? It was like in parts, it was watching a live action episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh, 100%. There's a scene that I really want everyone to go. I want you to watch it for this one scene where she's fighting 4 or 5 guys, and they are told, because all of their earpieces are smashed, they have to insert something in something
Yes,
to be able to travel. That scene is fucking off its tits.
It's just ridiculous.
But it's so good because you're like, oh no, are you going to... And it's really hard to talk about this because anyone listening is like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
That is what this film is.
If we're talking gibberish, it's because we are just trying just to understand what we've watched, because the film is like this, isn't it? It's all over the place.
And we can't talk about it because we don't want to ruin it. It's too new to be able to ruin it.
Yeah.
So there's so many things. You know what? 99% of the things that 100% of the things that we could tell you that would ruin this film wouldn't make it make any more sense.
No, yeah,
It's
I
just
totally
other
agree.
fun bits in the film
That's
that you're
it.
just like, you for real, that's what they have to get to. That's what she created.
Yeah.
What does any of this mean?
Oh, there's a scene where this happens. You're like, what? Even now when I think about it, I still can't believe what I've watched.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And like the whole multiverse premise has been done quite a lot recently. You know, obviously, you know, Rick and Morty's been the big one and
Massive.
perhaps done it the best. You know, we had Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. This film should have been called Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, 100%, because they made this fucking multiverse madness. Doctor Strange did not.
No, this multiverse of madness makes Doctor Strange just look like a day at the park.
100%, yeah. It's like you've gone on your holidays to like Filey, and you just, I'll go down to Scarborough, then I'll go Whitby, then these other little places around it. That's what that makes it look like.
Yeah.
This is like backpacking through the fucking arsehole of everywhere.
Yeah. It's crazy. Obviously, Michelle Yeoh won Best Actress at the Golden Globes. Maybe, tipped to win or get nominated for an Oscar, which would be amazing. What do you think of her in the film?
Thought she was great. Again, her character, I think she's probably one of the only characters throughout the whole thing that you don't get to see a lot of her multiverse characters, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
Because she's jumping to herself in a different timeline. She's in her own brain.
Yeah.
So, okay, she might be like a multi-million fucking record-selling opera singer in one, and then a kitchen chef in another, and then a billboard flipper in another, and then blah, blah, blah. She's still herself from the original timeline because she's jumping. So you see Michelle Yeoh's character just in different sets and different bodies.
Yeah.
She's
we follow her, don't we? We're, as an audience, we're on the same journey that her character is, that Evelyn is, because she doesn't have a clue what is going on, just like we don't. And we are trying to figure it out as well as she is.
And she plays that perfectly. The whole time, she hasn't got a fucking clue what's going on.
I mean, I've seen Michelle Yeoh in lots of things. She turns up in loads of stuff, and she's always great. And, you're always going to get certain things from her. She's always been like an action star. So you knew you were going to get those elements of this film. But I really felt like you got like the emotional side of it. She was the one that was getting pulled here, there, and everywhere. She was like a woman on the edge, wasn't she? Even before the Multiverse of Madness kicked in. Yeah. She was, a woman on the edge, dealing with all these family dynamics.
But what I love about her as well is you don't get to the end of that film and be like, oh, that poor woman got to the end. She's a bit of a prick.
Oh, yeah. She's not like just a lovable character.
No, she's a bit of a knob who's going through a life journey.
Yeah, she's like someone that neglects her husband.
Yep. Is ashamed of her daughter's sexuality.
Yeah, doesn't really listen to her, is quite controlling. She's one of them like
trying to fuck the government for tax money.
Yeah, I mean, straight away, she, turns around, her daughter goes to leave. This is right at the start, and she says, "You're getting fat. You are fat. Lose some weight."
Yeah.
And then that's the last thing she says before her daughter drives off. And you're like, but I think she gives that impression of like, she gives some looks, like some emotion, like behind all that. I think she plays it really well because she doesn't want to be saying those sort of things, but she doesn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously that all comes out throughout the film and sort of towards the end, ending monologues, that sort of thing. It works well. They go on journeys that she can at the end reflect on her own life.
Yeah.
And you know what? I enjoy a film like that. I enjoy a film where you follow someone who isn't great.
Yes.
You're just not a great person at the end. It's kind of like, I've been on this journey. I'm a bit better, but just understand I am just a bit of a knob occasionally as well. I'm tired. I ain't got time for this all the time. Yeah, all right, I struggle with your sexuality, but, you know, traditional Chinese family, what the fuck do you expect, bro? Do you know, like, just understand I'm a bit of a dick. I'm going to try harder.
Yeah.
Not just, I'm completely changed.
No, that's it. She's
Do you know
like,
what I mean?
oh, I've realised that I've been doing these things poorly. You know, can I do these things better? Yes. It doesn't mean, I'm not instantly a different person.
Like a lot of chick flicks and rom-coms have that, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm a completely
absolutely.
different person. I know you're not. No one changes like that. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking loved it.
She was great. And then just quickly, obviously, Ki Wei Kwan won Best Actor in a Supporting Role for Waymond. So he plays the husband.
Yeah, 100% agree with that as well. He does amazing of playing stupid husband.
Yeah.
That is just trying to make family happy. Great dad.
Yes.
Great dad. Bit fucking dumb. From that, flip, snap, boom. I'm now this fucking intelligent, multiverse riding guy who is the best at martial arts, who can literally, I can use a stapler to fucking do anything. Literally anything I can use it for. Like, it is ridiculous how he snaps between them two characters. Again, a great character. I prefer stupid.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I prefer the stupid side.
Yeah.
I like the action side of it. And how he
I'm
keeps
the same.
slipping in
I
and out.
prefer the dad, not of the universe that we follow. Like the lovable idiot that's just trying to keep everything together. He's just nice. He's just a nice guy, and he's just like he tries to see the good in everything, doesn't he? You know, things are falling apart around him, but he's the person that's just going to keep everyone's morale up. And for me, he was the heart and soul of that film, and he played it so well.
I totally agree with you.
Some of the bits that him, and again, without giving spoilers, but quite emotional scenes, and I was fully invested in his character, and I totally think he deserved to win Best Supporting Actor. Because he was fantastic.
He was, and again, throughout all the different multiverses as well, like you say, he's the one who gives the monologues, the emotional monologues, blah blah blah. But what I liked is in some of them as well, he's not giving this sad, I'm going to cry whilst I give everyone a life lesson. Sometimes he's just talking.
Yeah,
like you and me are now quite cool and collective, but what he's saying is just perfect.
Yeah,
it just makes sense. You're putting people on the right path with a conversation whilst I'm having a fag outside of an opera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
some of those scenes were amazing. They were beautiful scenes.
Yeah, so you go from the cool side to literally breaking down, snotting and crying whilst trying to do a monologue. Like, all these different versions of himself. He's just got the good of everyone behind him of, you know what? People are good if you look for it and find it. Like, we can all stop being shitheads.
Yeah,
together.
And it's such a great message. There's a lot, again, like you said earlier, I definitely want to rewatch that, because not only will you pick up on some of the quirky, silly, stupid stuff, I think you'll pick up on a lot of the actual meanings behind everything that's being said, and everything that's happening. Because I think at the end of the day, it's a ridiculous film. I can't stress how mental this film is. But I think if you strip it all back, what it's all about could be, you know, your basic values, family, you know, like you said, being kind, treating people the right way, acceptance, all these sort of things. That was hard. That was hard talking about that film. Have you got anything else you want to add to that?
Absolutely not. We made more sense towards the end. When you start picking back the characters, it makes more sense than talking about everything that's going on around it. I cannot recommend this film enough.
Same.
Again, I completely understand people that walk away from it and go, it's silly.
Yeah.
I do. I didn't enjoy it. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's what I need. It's what I needed. I needed the real life Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I need this nonsense in my life that is actually, it's packaging itself up as a drama.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
and
totally
a sci-fi
agree.
film. And like I say, I think it's so clever. The name, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that is exactly how you describe this film.
Yeah,
that's what you'd say in a 60-second recommendation.
That's all you could, because anything more, you're just going to lose it.
And how, to be fair, we say 2 minutes, not a long film. How they fit that into 2 minutes and 19 minutes is beyond me.
It was. It was a lot to. It was a lot to get in, wasn't it?
It was.
Great film, though. I can see why. Do you know what? It's nice to see a film like that get recognized at awards, because your sci-fi and stuff, or your action, or your comedies, or whatever, they normally just get forgotten about.
They do. You're right.
You know, your actors that put in like incredible performances, but because it's like, oh, it's an action film. Oh, it's not a serious drama.
It's in a silly film.
It's
where
in a silly
things
film.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no. So it's. I think that was great.
And the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis got it for that as well is
I mean, they
amazing.
were all great. Everyone in that film played their part so well.
Yeah, definitely. So I suppose we best talk about Banshees of Inisherin.
Inisherin, yeah.
I would like to give the synopsis of this one. Do you want to go straight into it? Do you want to talk about what it won first, or how do you want to do this?
Should we talk about what it? I think let's talk about what the film is. What it's about. Talk about the synopsis.
Okay, so a 2-hour 90 film that we just spoke about, where everything happens all at once. We're going to now talk about Banshees of Inisherin, and the synopsis of this film is a tiny little island off the coast of Ireland called Inisherin, set in the 1920s. There's nothing there, probably about 50 people.
Yeah.
It's all wooden huts, and everyone's local day is milking cows, and then at 2 o'clock going to the local
pub.
boozer
Yep.
for an ale out of a bottle. And that's it. And so it follows two characters. I can't remember the names already.
Let me get them up.
If you can get them up.
Is it Porrick?
Porrick
And it's either Colin or Colin.
Just going to get it up now.
So yeah, set in 1923, isn't it? So it's like a period thing. So it's Podrick and Colm.
So Podrick is played by
Colin
Farrell, and
Colm Doherty is Brendan Gleeson. So we've obviously seen these before in Bruges. Yes.
And it is Martin McDonagh who also does that film. He plays with these guys a lot, doesn't he? He gets Woody Harrelson in a lot.
Yeah. He's not done many films, Martin McDonagh.
But the ones he has, he's fucking hit home.
Yeah,
I think very good. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing,
Missouri. 7 Psychopaths.
7 Psychopaths, brilliant.
In Bruges.
The Guard with Brendan Gleeson.
I don't think he did that one.
You sure?
Yeah, I was
sure
looking at his thing. Martin McDonagh. Let's have a look. So
I'm sure
he's
was
directed
the
6. So he's done Banshees of Inisherin, 3 Boards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, 7 Psychopaths, In Bruges, and then he did a short 6-shooter.
Oh, right. I thought it was part of... Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so he's not done much, but his films normally hit home. So, yeah, it follows these two guys. Colin Farrell's character goes over to see Colm to say, it's 2 o'clock, big boy, we're going down the pub.
Mm-hmm.
Colm says, just doesn't answer the door.
Ignores him.
He just sits there. So... he doesn't really understand why, so he just goes to the boozer.
Yeah, it's like, you're obviously busy. I'll meet you there. I'll get the round in.
Yeah. So he goes, he buys a pint, he waits for Colm to turn up. Colm turns up, buys a beer, and sits outside away from him, just won't talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep going. It's Podrick.
Yeah.
Podrick goes, sits with him, is like, and it's just that comedy that's like, are you two falling out? I don't think we're falling out. I think you're falling out.
Yeah. Are you two rowing?
Yeah, I say, are you two rowing? I don't think we're rowing. I think you're rowing.
Well, it looks like you're rowing.
Yeah, maybe we're rowing then.
Yeah.
Like, just constantly repeating each other, like thick Irish accent. So he goes and sits with him and he's like, right, if we're rowing, I'm sorry, I might have got drunk. I don't know what he said. Colm just says, look, I'm not long left for this world.
Yeah.
And you're boring. I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah, I just don't like you anymore.
I just don't like you anymore.
Yeah, it's nothing personal, but I just don't like you anymore.
Yeah, can you just not talk to me anymore?
Yeah.
This is 2 hours and what we're saying.
Hour 54.
Hour 54. Okay, so nearly 2 hours long. That is the whole film.
That is the whole film.
One guy one day wakes up and goes, I don't want to be a friend anymore. And Colin Farrell doesn't like that.
And Podrick, who's a bit of a simple farmer, doesn't understand why.
He's like, I just want to be a friend. Why won't you talk to me?
I don't understand it. So, yeah, we've gone from everything, everywhere, all at once, which is literally as it is, to a tiny island off the coast of Ireland.
Very minimal characters.
And, the premise is one guy doesn't want to be friends with another guy. And then it's him struggling to accept that and what he does in response to not being friends anymore.
Yeah. So, quite a boring premise to a film. Possibly one of the greatest films I have seen in years.
I totally agree with you.
It is fucking outstanding.
It was so good.
So, take the storyline away for one moment, because nothing happens in the storyline. the scene itself, the island of Inisherin, is its own character.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. The fucking music that they play in the background, it's all not, 20s Irish folk.
Yeah, well, it's not even like classic folk, is it? It's quite bleak, I think.
Yeah.
Like everything about it, like you said, the island is beautiful, but it's barren, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's lonely, and
It takes
it's
45
empty.
minutes to walk anywhere because you're a million miles away from anyone,
Yeah.
but everyone's just used to it, so they do.
And obviously, it's like a period piece, isn't it? It's a period drama, so it's like 1923. So everyone just walks, or will walk 45 minutes to the pub, or they'll go on a horse and cart or something. So it's carry on.
If you've seen In Bruges, you will understand Martin McDonagh's comedy.
Yes,
It's dry, it's ridiculous. A lot of people it go over the head because, like I say, are you rowing? I didn't think we were rowing.
Yeah,
I think you're rowing. And someone else will be like, are you two rowing?
Yeah,
maybe we're rowing.
Are we rowing?
And it's just ridiculous shit like that.
It is. Yeah, it's what you class. Martin McDonagh is the master of dark comedy.
Just dark, dry,
It's
the
dry.
driest
Yes,
of comedy.
it's the total opposite of like your slapstick, silly comedy. It's clever, it's witty. It is, for me, that level of comedy is what I find hilarious.
Me too.
It strikes a massive chord with me, and everything. I'll just go off on a little bit of a tangent about Martin McDonagh.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything he does. All of those
Everything.
films that we mentioned. Obviously, Banshees of Inisherin, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Still need to see that.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
7 Psychopaths.
7 Psychopath, fucking ace.
In Bruges.
Ace.
They are all incredible.
Yeah.
They are
Up there
they
with
are
some of the
funny,
best films.
but in a second they can change, and they are brutal.
And you'll be
they are
crying.
savage, and it is some of the scenes in his films are some of the most shocking scenes I've ever watched in cinematic history. I think
I totally agree. Some of the most shocking, and then on the other side, some of the saddest scenes. It can get you to crying in instant, to laughing again immediately.
Yeah, exactly. You look at something like In Bruges. If you've not seen that, it's a film about 2 gangsters, 2 hitmen,
assassins,
who have to go and hide in Bruges because one of the characters did a hit, killed a priest, but accidentally killed a kid at the same time.
The bullet went through
and killed a choir boy, or
no,
a kid that was just praying.
Yeah.
So they have to hide out in Bruges. So, and it's funny, it's silly, it's dry, but it's dark because at the end of the day, it's about a child murderer hiding out. And it's him dealing with that and the grief, and it's so sad and some brutal moments. But they are the sort of things you come to expect in all of Martin McDonagh's films. Yeah. So if you've not seen, I would recommend every single one of his films. Yeah. I've actually seen, because he's actually a playwright as well. Okay. So I think he started off with writing plays. I've seen one of his plays before. It's Lieutenant of Inisherin. Okay. So me and Claire went to see that a few years ago. There's Aidan Turner in the lead, who plays like the guy from Poldark and stuff. And the play is basically one of like similar sort of vibe as his films. Yeah, it's about an extremist who got in Ireland, who got kicked out of the IRA for being too extreme. Right. And he gets a phone call one day when he's like torturing some guy that back in his local village of Inisherin, his beloved cat's been killed. Right. Okay. And he's like, what the fuck? And this absolutely psychotic, extremist terrorist goes back to his local tiny village to find out what the hell's happened to his cat. Yeah. And it's the same vibe, like dark comedy, but underneath the whole tone is savage. It's
savage as fuck, yeah.
And that's what you get with Banshees, isn't it? It's very slow, but it builds. All his films build to something, I think.
And fuck me, this builds.
Yes.
It builds so much. And don't get me wrong, you're not going to see any action. There's not a drop of action in this film.
No.
I think there might be one punch thrown, 2 punches thrown.
Yeah, a few punches.
And it literally just like the local copper pissed off, 1920s. You deal with the ruffians with a little punch, don't you? Yes. That sort of shit. But yeah, there's some dark sort of twists that come out of it. How the relationship is slowly ending, and the build up of their relationship end is fucking mental.
Yes.
It is outstanding. Again, you could get away with sitting on your phone in this film because there's lots of long pauses, lots of scenery shots.
There's loads of shots in there.
The fuck would you want? You do not want to have your phone out in this film. I'm telling you, enjoy every second of it.
That's it. And I saw some, because obviously this won quite big at the Golden Globes and was one of the big things.
Yeah.
And I saw on a post, I think it was on one of the acceptance speeches, there was loads of comments and loads of people saying like, oh, this film was really slow. This film was really boring. Could not get into this film. Turned it off. And I was like, I wanted to scream because I was like, you are just not appreciating this film. Like that, for me, is just someone that's not paying attention. Think it's slow, but you're not picking up. There's a lot of subtleties. It is a character-driven film. You're not getting explosions. You're not getting action. You're not getting anything. You are getting two farmers in the middle of nowhere suddenly don't want to be friends anymore.
That's what you've
and that's
got.
it. Oh, it takes me 45 minutes to walk to the pub. So you're going to get shots of them just walking back and forth, doing not a great deal. But it is so funny and heartfelt, and you feel for the characters. And every single character in this, all the actors were phenomenal.
I could not agree more.
So the main characters are, you've got Colin Farrell as Podrick and Colm Doherty, played by Brendan Gleeson. They're the two friends.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've also got Podrick's sister, played by Kerry Condon.
Yeah.
Another all Irish actors and actresses. And then you've got the village idiot, sort of the video, played by Barry Keoghan.
Yeah.
All of them were amazing. Obviously, you got other characters, the policeman. There's the barman, who are all iconic characters in their own way. But but the main cast were sensational, and it shows because every single one of them were nominated for the Golden Globe in their in their category.
Exactly. I mean, the village idiot, just himself, like the comedy around that guy itself, because you're not taking the piss out of him being simple. It's how Martin McDonagh writes his lines. Again, because he comes out with some banging lines that really puts Podrick in his place.
Yeah.
But when you first meet him, he's trying to bum a fag, and he's like, "Oh, I've just made this really long stick." And it's like, "What?
I've found the stick with a hook on it. What do you think that's for?"
No,
and
put a hook on it. It's like, well, he's like, "What are you going to get with that?" And he's like, "Well, anything that's a stick length away."
Yeah. And he's a bit of a sex pest, isn't he? He just wants. He got banned from the pub because he harasses all the women.
He's a virgin. He just wants to be around women.
But again, it's a Martin McDonagh film, so that underneath that is dark tones. So he's like an abused kid. His father beats him. I think he was sexually abused, and suddenly it's like you stop looking at him, going, "Oh, he's the idiot," and you're just like, "Oh, fuck."
And no wonder. Yeah.
No wonder this guy, this poor kid is so messed up. But some of his lines, like you said, he just puts the characters in place, or he'll come out with a line like, "Bloody hell, like you're actually not an idiot." And he was phenomenal. Barry Keoghan, who plays him, was so good. Like they all were. And I think, well, I'm just go through the winners then. So obviously we've got loads of nominations. So literally Barry and Brendan were in the same category for Best Supporting Actor, up against each other, but they both lost out to Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. But the winners were, it won Best Motion Picture for musical comedy.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell won for Best Actor in a musical or comedy.
Agreed.
And Martin McDonagh won for Best Screenplay. So that is what beat Everything Everywhere All at Once for screenplay.
Get it.
And I totally get it, because his writing is incredible. His characters are sensational. And I think that goes to show the quality of his writing, is that you don't need all this mad stuff. You don't need any CGI. You don't need any special effects. You don't need action. You don't need anything. You've just got characters.
Yeah.
Like real people in I know it's like a historical setting, but it's like what I like about his films is real setting. It's like, I'm just going to go down to the pub and I'll get a pint, and they're just sat there drinking a pint. They're very normal shots. Same for in Bruges. It's like, oh, we'll go to the pub and I'll have a beer, please, or I'll have this, and they're just doing normal things.
Yeah, they're moaning because all the pub shut at 10.
Yeah,
they're like that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
If we haven't sold you on this film, if genuinely just I don't see how a film about nothing can be good, I honestly can tell you right now, talking about this, I have goosebumps talking about this film.
Yeah,
I genuinely have goosebumps right now. That's how fucking good this film is.
I totally agree.
I want to watch this film all the time.
Yeah.
This is one, although I said, so the last one, Everything Everywhere All the Time, I'll go back to it in 6 months' time. I'll watch it a few times, but I'm going to give it a bit of space. I could watch this again right this second.
I would I would totally agree. I would happily put Banshees on today, like right now. So I watched them both this weekend in preparation for this, which was great because I've wanted to watch them for so long. Well, Everything Everywhere All at Once, it came out quite a while ago, back end of last year.
Yeah.
Banshees is still pretty new. But this was great. So like I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once at the start of the weekend on Friday, and I was like, this is great. What a great film. Absolutely loved that. That was so good. And then I watched Banshees yesterday, and suddenly bear in mind I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's like I'd never watched that film. After I'd watched Banshees, that's all I could think about.
Yeah.
And I was like, how good was that film?
This was the film I was so excited to talk to you about.
Yeah, same. And I was so tempted to message you last night and just be like, oh, I've just finished this film, or be like, what a film. But I was like, I had to like fight against it. I was like, no, I just wanted to speak, to get our genuine reactions right now.
It's hard, isn't it? Our whole friendship and our whole relationship has been around talking about film and this and the other. And all of a sudden it's taken away from us. So we can do it once a week. And it's so hard to not message you and be like, I mean, granted, we chat shit and we game together and stuff, but it's so hard to not be like, dude, I know. Like, if I love something, if I hate something, I have to save it for this.
Yes.
You know, this is genuine bollocks of like, oh, I'm going to mention this on the podcast. I've been watching it. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll say it. But,
but when it's things we feel passionately about, which we have for these two films, it is hard. But I think with both these two, like, obviously we are massively promoting both of these films and couldn't not say like enough good things. But I can totally appreciate why people will be put off by it. Everything Everywhere all at Once, because it is mental. It's too much. It's too much. It's hard to follow. It's confusing. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. On the total opposite, people will be turned off by Banshees because they'll go, it's slow. It's boring. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. And I can see why people would say that. But for me, these both struck a massive chord.
And this is the thing about the people that said, I turned this film off. I want to shake them.
Yeah.
And be like, one, how was you not invested in A, the characters, and B, the storyline immediately?
Yeah, totally.
And you missed out on so much. Because granted, it might have been another hour for maybe 4 things to happen that really spur this film to make you love it. But you missed out on what the fuck happens next.
Yeah.
And again, in that hour, it might only be 4 things, but they are 4 things that you need to see.
Yeah.
You need it in your life to be like, what the fuck just happened, man?
I know.
That is mental.
Exactly. And this was like, what do you say, an hour 54?
Yeah.
I did not want this film to end.
Me neither.
I wanted it to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
I just wanted to absorb more of these characters, more of that setting. What a setting. I'm glad you said that, because it was, what a beautiful place. I just want to go there on holiday.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Inisherin is a fictional place.
Yeah.
I think it's in Inishmore. Well, I don't know where. I can't remember exactly, but it is actually filmed in Ireland. But in the island of Inisherin that is set is a fictional place.
Yeah.
But it looked stunning.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Gorgeous, dark, bleak, beautiful, all at the same time.
But nice beaches, nice cliffs,
Yeah.
nice everywhere around it. How it is there is where I'd want a holiday.
Yeah, oh yeah. Same.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd want the walks.
Well-
I'd want the 45-minute walk to that shitty little pub
Oh,
where
yeah.
there'll
Well,
be
how
20
good-
people
how-
in it at night where they've all got the fiddles out.
How great would that be? You know, if we could just walk to that pub and just like, just sit there having some beers, listen to that Irish music
Getting shit-faced.
in that setting, that would be unbelievable. There's a massive character we've not spoken about as well in that film.
Who?
Jenny the donkey.
Jenny the donkey. Jenny the donkey's fucking ace.
Jenny the donkey, for those of you that haven't watched it or won't watch it, is an actual donkey. It's Podrick, Colin Farrell's donkey.
Prized possession.
Yeah, he just loves it.
He loves that as much as you love your dog or your cat. Or
absolutely.
It's his. He's always getting told off by his sister for allowing the donkey to come in the house.
Yeah.
And he'll just come and sit on the bed with him. And yeah, Jenny the donkey's a fucking
What a
ace.
character.
Yeah,
What a character.
An amazing character.
Yeah.
Like anything in a film, when you have a character like that, you're always like, there's something bigger for you. I know you've got more of a role in this film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
I could talk about it all night.
Me too.
There's nothing more to say. That's the thing.
That's
But
it.
all
Yeah.
I want to do is keep saying, watch it, please watch
I know.
it. Talk
Yeah.
to us
I don't
about
want
it.
to not. I was so excited to talk about these two films, but especially Banshees.
Yeah.
Um.
And the good thing is as well, like I say, a lot of messages from you guys saying really loving the podcast. I've had on top of that so many messages of I watched X because of your recommendation,
Which is beautiful.
and
I
we're
love
getting
that.
a lot of that. And genuinely, I feel the passion that we've given to this, like we did. My friend Matt Heaton messaged me the other day. He just smashed through Love, Death and Robots.
Right.
So he watched Barbarian, never watched a horror film on his own before because we told him to.
Yeah.
He watched all of Love, Death and Robots because we told him to. He downloaded Gears for the first time because we told him to.
Yeah.
So like, I think it's amazing that we're having this effect on people to be like, oh, okay, let's see what it's about.
Yes.
We don't know what we're talking about. We're not fucking big critiques.
Exactly.
We know what we love. And if you know us personally, then you probably like the same shit as us.
That's it.
And if you do, you're going to love these films.
That's it. Yeah, it's been so nice to do that. I mean, even like yesterday, I met Jess and Ed message saying, "Oh, we just rented Bullet Train on your recommendation. Absolutely loved it."
Yes.
To the point, and then they're now recommending it to other people. Where it's like, you should watch this. Not only should watch it, you should pay to rent this.
Yeah, it's a couple of quid on Amazon. Get it down.
Yeah. And that's incredible that we're getting that from people. I just want to talk about Banshees. We'll just finish the podcast and we'll stick it on, shall we?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we've got work tomorrow, but fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh, yeah. So we will leave it there. I mean, yeah, hour 45. We will leave it there for tonight. Else we will just keep talking about how much you need to watch Banshees.
Yeah.
It's that good. So thank you again, everyone, for getting in touch, getting involved. We have a lot of things coming your way to get involved with. So as we said, please follow and like us on all the socials so you can get involved. We've got the Eliminated coming up, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah. And who's the battle? First battle again?
It is Doctor Strange versus the Avengers.
Doctor Strange versus Avengers.
So get yourself thinking, give them a rewatch like we're going to. Which one do you think is going to win that? Get your 60-second recommendations over to us. If there's any snacks that you think we'll like, get them to us.
Yep.
Anything and everything you can. Drew, keep writing us music. Please keep writing us music.
We need to fill an album's worth.
Exactly. We need your music to make money.
Yeah.
So thank you. Wherever you're listening to this, Spotify, iTunes, give us a little follow so we download every week. You get that notification. And also, please leave us a review. If you think we're shit, tell us we're shit.
Yep.
That's completely fine. We don't mind that. But at least we know. At least we know. But we're rocking at about 4.9 stars at the moment, which I think is quite good. If you see something's 5 stars, you're a bit like, is it only your mates that are saying yes to this?
Right, yeah.
So someone's
yeah.
given us 4 stars at some point, and that cool.
Yeah.
That's totally, it's not the best thing on earth because it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Cool. We appreciate what you're thinking.
Absolutely.
But tell us, say it fucking boldly, say it loud and proud.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. But please subscribe and leave us these reviews because it does help and it does push us up the charts a little bit more, gets us in more people's ears, and that's what it's about. We want to build a little community amongst all of our listeners where we can all talk about the same shit. And what I love at the moment is people do tend to chat to each other on our feeds.
Yes.
Granted, it's people that know each other, but I'd love to be 6 months down the line where people that don't know each other are having these conversations with each other of, oh, I saw that, I loved it. Oh, I didn't think it was that great. What's your best part of it? That's my dream.
It's
you
such a
guys
cool
having
dream.
fun, and all we've got to do is turn up and talk.
Yeah.
It's all about you guys having fun and talking with us and talking with each other. So yeah, massive thank you. So have you got anything else to sign off with, Ryan?
Nothing. I think we've covered it all. It's been an emotional roller coaster today. It's been hard introducing new things, and it's hard. It's just hard to get across. When it's films that you're so passionate about, and it's like it's hard to not give anything away, but you want these things that we really like to resonate with other people as well.
Absolutely.
So please give these films a watch. See what you think. If and again, like you said, Sam, just let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
Loved it, hated it, couldn't get into it. Best film ever. Whatever you thought, let us know.
Yeah, we'll get in that conversation with you and we'll look forward to it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So we will see you next week with some other random bullshit.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll think of something. But
Probably on the day.
yeah, which we normally do at the moment.
Yeah. Well, we've got one thing scheduled in. Round
Exactly.
one of the Eliminator.
And we'll always have snacks.
Always.
Right. See you next week, guys. Peace.